I must
Okay.
be able to. I mean, I'm like, did you give me recording capability?
I don't know. I mean, like, doesn't only one of us need to record?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, let's say your cloud goes down,
Yeah.
and
How
but
does
like
the internet work?
my cloud's like is still strong.
Yeah.
Because are we using the same cloud?
Yeah, like, are we in the cloud together?
I don't necessarily think we're in the cloud. Like, so we record this, we save it to the cloud. Am I when I save it to the cloud, and is when the cloud goes down, does yours go down? Just like, are we on the same cloud?
That's a great question. But isn't it just like Zoom's cloud?
No, I don't believe so.
Or
No,
it's my cloud?
it's your cloud. I think it's like your Apple ID cloud.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
And so imagine someone hacks your cloud.
that would not be good for anyone.
It'd be so bad. It'd be so bad.
It would be so bad. It really would. Okay, well, let's see how this works.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go. Okay. So we're off the rails.
We're officially off
I'm
the rails.
We're officially off the rails. We're officially live. CITIUS Mag gave us the keys to our own kingdom that we are now creating with Off the Rails with Eric and Aisha. Or is it Aisha and Eric? Eric and Aisha sounds better.
What is it on the what have they been they've already had they've got it going. I think they said Aisha and Eric. You can be the leader,
Really?
I guess.
Tough. Okay. Well, Eric and Aisha, Aisha or Eric, you can let us know in the comments what you think sounds better. Um, we have decided to start our own podcast and no better day than today. I think a lot of people don't really know who we are and like why we talk so knowledgeably about track, or why did they give us the keys to this podcast? So,
Hmm.
seeing as this is the first one, I just want to give everybody a little introduction of like who my co-host is. Eric Jenkins, aka Ricky Roxford, aka the pride of the Northeast. Um, Incredible runner, incredible athlete, retired in 2023, ran the 5K, two-time NCAA champion, Wanamaker mile champion, Fifth Avenue mile champion, like extremely great athlete in his day, before super spikes. Um, Also, like both Eric and I did, I'm like looking at dogs outside of
Yeah, I'm
the
like, can I
complex
get
that
your
I'm
full
in.
attention?
I'm like, no, there's a really cute black lab out there. Um, Something that Eric and I both share in our careers is that like we were both really good at running, but we also trained with people that were like even better and like even that they were like great, like world champions and Olympic champions. So I think we've just seen a lot. And we also, yeah, we've seen a lot, we've done a lot, and now we like to talk about it and like make it fun. Do you
That
think
was
that's
great.
fair?
I was really kind of blown away by that intro. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't ready for it.
Really? Why?
I guess I just hadn't mentally prepared for an intro. I thought I guess I hadn't thought about it, but I think you did a great job and thank you for those kind words.
You're welcome.
How's your day? How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm in Crested Butte. I came up for the weekend, used to train up here, and now just still have a place that I have to take care of. Um, I got potentially the worst sunburn of my life today, because now I'm an indoor cat and I don't spend a lot of time outside. And I forgot that, like, oh, I don't run 90 miles a week in the sun. I'm so pale. And this is all-time personal worst that I'm dealing with. So we gave Eric a really hard time when we're traveling to Kingston and Miami and all these places, like, oh no, like he's got to wear sunscreen, like poor Eric, poor baby. Didn't take my own advice, and now I'm absolutely smoked.
Smoked. I wouldn't have like I think you look fine. I think you're overdoing it. Um, just a touch. I don't think you look that burnt. I guess also I'm coming from you're talking to a guy who's had some pretty legendary sunburns. So compared to me, like I'm like, yeah, like I wouldn't consider that a burn, but look, to each their own. And
But my skin is brown. Like, think
yeah,
about that lens. Like I'm not starting with like a cream colored base. Like I'm starting with a brown base and I still look like a tomato on top of it. Like I'm in rough shape.
I just don't think you look as tomatoey as you think. Because
Okay.
like as someone who is cream, to go from cream to tomato, that is huge. And
Yeah.
but I mean, like, you'll go from, you're brown, you're gonna be even more golden tomorrow.
Probably in like 3 or 4 days.
I'll have melanoma in, 3 or 4 years probably. So it's
Yeah,
different.
it is different. Yeah, the consequences for you are tougher. For me, it's just like temporary discomfort, and then I'm gonna look hot as fuck in like 3 days.
You gotta love also how it's like, oh yeah, hump, nice. I'm gonna look so like, yeah, I'm gonna look so fucking hot in 3 days. You gotta love how it's like, I know it's like, oh, if you have to put on sunscreen or you might get, skin cancer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not I'm not doing it today, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow.
Or the
Just
day
don't do
after
it.
that. Yeah. I mean, I do like I wear sunscreen on my face and neck every day for vanity's sake.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I started the day going to a farmer's market, but like one thing led to another. I was having a glass of Savi B on a patio, and then I found myself on a paddleboard floating the river, and only at about 2 p.m. did I put on sunscreen, and that was my mistake on my
So what
body.
time was the glass of Savi B on on the patio?
Whew, noon.
Oh, it sounds so nice.
It really was.
And then
It really was.
what time did you mosey on over to the paddleboard?
3:15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were having a day. What's and how hot is it up in Crested Butte?
In Crested Butte, it's probably high 70s, but it is very high altitude here. I don't know.
Like what,
If,
9,000?
yeah, where I am currently is 9,300. Um,
Jeez.
it's hot. So I would get so fit, either so fit and so ready to race, or just like absolutely cooked because it's high. And when we drive down to work out, we would drive down to the track that's 7,777 feet. So you're still driving down, like when you drive down, like you're still higher than Flagstaff, like for your track workouts. Like we can't,
You can't get lower than that.
you can't, I mean, you'd have to drive. One time we drove 2.5 hours down to get to like, I don't know, 5 or 6 thousand feet to do a workout. And we were so bad. Um, our coach cut us off like halfway through and was like, you guys are breathing like donkeys. We can't, like, this is one of the worst workouts I've ever seen from you two. We're never coming back here. And then we never did.
That's just what you want to hear mid workout. Two and a half
Yeah.
hour, 2.5 hour drive just to get to 6,000 feet is not.
It's not
That's not
it.
what you want. Yeah.
No, no. No, and that was a traumatic day. It's just
Also,
like,
also that glass of Savi B at 9,000 feet's hitting you like just the way you want
whew.
it to.
It's like I think it's a 3-to-1. Like I have one
Is
glass of
that your
wine.
conversion? Yeah.
That's my conversion. I don't drink a lot, as you know, but like I do enjoy, a libation here or there. So it's probably for like a regular drinker, like a 2-to-1, but since I don't drink very much, I like I have one drink and I need to like wait it out for a few hours before I can like be an adult and like drive home. Like it is crazy.
You're like, I'm only gonna have one drink, but I do want that one drink to hit like 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like perfect.
Like
You're like,
a marg, like good night. Yeah, I'm taking the bus back. Like
yeah,
that's it.
you have a marg at lunch and you wake up the next morning like, holy fuck.
Yeah. What did
I
I
don't have
do?
any
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what happened after 2:30 p.m.
Yeah. You need to come visit.
Yeah. No, I'd
That's
love
great.
to.
Yeah.
We hit the paddle boards. I just get more sunburn than you could ever possibly imagine.
Yeah. I got roasted by my husband because I said, "Oh yeah, you like the sun hits harder in Crested Butte because you're closer to the sun." And like I've never been so ashamed. He's like, "Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest thing you've ever said." Like it's the atmosphere is thinner. Like that's why. But also proximity to the sun. Like I don't know. Like I feel like there's something to that. But then if you think it's like millions of miles away, whatever.
You guys must be having the most intellectual conversations if that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. Because I mean, that's not bad. I was like, as you were saying, I'm like, well, yeah, obviously. Checks out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So what did you do this weekend? What are you up to?
I'm like, well, this is Father's Day, right? So I spent some
Yep,
just
today's Father's
hanging
Day.
out with the fam today. I went to there's a now you won't know this, but if any of our listeners are New Hampshire people, there's this place called Hampton Beach, right? Hampton Beach is this place is by me. It's like kind of, I don't want to say like Vegas, um, but like it is. There's like casinos and it's and drinking, and people come and like gather around from all next to New England to come to this little strip that's on the seacoast, New Hampshire area, and it's kind of it's absolute, like some people would maybe describe it as I don't want to say trashy, but
Craptastic.
that's perfect. But it's an absolute blast. Me and my friends were there recently, and we were just kind of like, we were going around. There's these couple casinos. We'd go in, you play, these like $5 hands of blackjack, have an absolute blast. Walk out of there, bop around to the next place. Um, get on the back of some handsome guy's Harley Davidson and ride down. So it was a whole lot of that. I hadn't been there in years. It was so much fun.
So, I mean, it sounds so fun. Like, so what did you guys do? Did you gamble? Did you just hang around? You have a
We
big
ga-
family.
we gambled, we banged dudes. No, it was this isn't with no, this isn't family
Oh,
activities.
okay. So
Yeah.
this was not today. Today, your family did not go.
God no, my family wouldn't go.
Okay. I was confused. I was like, wow, what a Father's Day.
Yeah, no. Um, I had I had a couple glasses of Savi B and rode away with a guy on a Harley on Father's Day. No, that's not my that's not it's Hampton Beach isn't a vibe my family really gets down with.
Okay,
This
okay.
is more of like
The
me
boys.
and me and my boys. Honestly, you would love it.
It sounds amazing.
I'm like,
I'm
I'm
not.
not, I want to recruit you. They like a couple glasses of Savi, be on the beach. We'll play a little roulette. Um, we'll play some games. I think if I know you, I think you'd have an absolutely fantastic time.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Sounds great. I'm there.
The people who are listening to it and are like thinking about Hampton Beach, they're like, I don't know if you really
Yeah. Yeah, like she's kind of pretentious. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's her vibe.
they're like, she
No, it's
wouldn't
my
last a
vibe.
minute in Hampton Beach.
No, I would
Ugh,
love it. I
we
would love
love it.
it. Sounds really fun.
We've got so much gossip in the track and field world to talk about.
We do have a lot of gossip. The biggest gossip, people are probably like, all right, get to the point. We need to talk about Grand Slam. And we will. We're going to talk about it.
We
Um,
will.
we 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 received some messages that people might have been concerned about like our whereabouts, like without Grand Slam. Like we don't have something on the calendar. I was personally worried myself, like when am I going to see Eric next? It's going to be virtual. But we were shocked. Um, our friends at CITIUS Mag like appeared to have gate kept this for about 48 hours.
Yeah, let's talk about that actually. Let's talk about that from the stump. Like they just didn't say any, like you brought it up to our group chat and you could tell that Mac and Chris were like, don't bring it up yet. Like we're not.
Yeah, they side texted. They side texted the side text to be like, "Oh, don't tell him."
Yeah.
What's that all about?
How crazy?
Yeah, crazy. So this really came up because I um we were like planning all this fun stuff for LA. We were gonna do a CITIUS Mag shakeout at Heartbreak Run, the new store in Santa Monica. It was gonna be great. We're like getting a meeting on the calendar with their team to like figure out what's our timing. And I was gonna schedule it for Friday, and Chris is like, actually, we're waiting a scheduling update from Grand Slam, so let's push it off to Monday. Meanwhile, this guy knows the whole time it's going to get canceled. I'm like, what the hell? Why don't you just tell us? But he didn't want to be the leaker. And then the next day, I had heard a rumor from a friend on the circuit in Europe before the news broke. It's like, hey, I think Grand Slam is canceled. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. How are you going to cancel a quarter of your event? Like, this is crazy. And then lo and behold, I'm like at work. I really do my best to like not be on my phone and like scrolling and be distracted at work. But like the world halted for me for a good 15 minutes. I was like, wait, what? It's canceled?
I know it was because we heard about it. Yeah, just like I still don't know. I have just as much. I don't know about you. I have just as much info as the rest of the people on social media.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
I have
Same.
just as much. Like what I'm listening to. Like Michael Johnson's statement, and that's all I've got for why it was canceled.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I still have so many questions. Yeah, what's funny is like people are in my DMs like, oh, what happened? Like, I don't have a clue. Like, you think they tell me? Like, we're just in the content creator tent. Like, we're not with stakeholders in this venture. Like, I have no clue. But my first thought was like, how are they going to compensate the athletes? Like, all these people that bought in, like, mega stars in the track and field space, the Sydneys, the um, Josh Kerr, Kenny B, Melissa Jefferson, Gabby Thomas, like all of these like really prominent features, Cole Hawker, Yardnigas, like all these people that were like bought into this and with the promise of so much income earning potential. Like how do you like what happens then? Like what are there and I mean there's so many NDAs in track, like we have no visibility on like did they know that this was a possibility or were they just as shocked as us learning that like oh actually a quarter of our like earning potential is now gone, like what happens then? Like that's the biggest thing in my mind is like what's happening, like are they getting paid out? That's my biggest
yeah,
remaining question.
I don't know. I would hope that they got at least a little bit of a heads up. Hope they didn't like hear about it the same way we heard about it, or I mean that I heard. You actually got a little bit of a inside scoop before Twitter.
I got a little scoop, yeah.
And actually, I guess I got like a 15-minute scoop from you before it dropped on Twitter.
That's why they
But
didn't tell us, because they knew we would tell each other. And
yeah,
tell, I mean, I don't know.
what am I
But
gonna
who
do?
are we gonna tell? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like I would just have told. Like I'm like telling my non-runner friends. They're like,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like I'm in Hampton Beach, fucking going nuts. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm
Um,
in Hampton Beach riding on the back of a
yeah,
guy.
no, I think
Harley.
it is it is a pretty. I mean, it's a wild situation. I mean, you can say whatever you want. It's a crazy situation. I hope that the athletes are going to be fine. Um,
And you could kind of
it's
tell that by all their statements. Like they were not put out. They were happy. I like I think Nikki put out a statement that I appreciated that was like, look, I want to see all leagues succeed. And that's kind of where I fall too, of like, I definitely have questions and I definitely have criticism, but also I don't want anyone to fail. Like I want Grand Slam to succeed. I want Atlas to succeed. I want the Diamond League to succeed. I want World Championships to succeed. Like I think that there's a place for more people to have success. But it is just like kind of nuts.
I agree. I think that because the Michael Johnson statement is kind of, it's so vague, and it was like, we did so well, we're gonna shut it down until 2026, and I'm like, okay,
Huh?
well, yeah, well, I don't know what the truth is, but that's not it.
Yeah, no. That is
Yeah,
my like sticking point where I'm like, you could have said a lot of things, but that makes no sense. That makes no sense to me.
I do think they are in a tough situation where, because I mean, let's be honest, like it's money. There is so,
Right.
because it always is money, because of course it's money. Like, it is an unbelievably expensive endeavor they're doing. They're paying everyone an insane amount of money. They've got lots of big people putting money into this thing, and they are pulling out of the last meet of the season, uh, right before the biggest. The LA was their big finale, and you got MJ on Instagram just saying that. Um, they had such a good season, they're going to call it, and gear up for next season. And I do think it's tough for him, because you either say like, hey, we swung for the fences and we came up just a bit short this time, and you get a lot of criticism for that, or you kind of say this, and you're a little bit vague, and then you get criticized for that. They're like kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. So I can understand. And there's also, I mean, we know, like, there's a huge team of people working behind the scenes that are like, this is like what the right thing to say is. But also, like, I think that the public is a bit upset because they canceled the meet, and for not really nobody's questions are really answered. Um, and so rightfully so, they're a little bit, there's a lot of questions to be raised. Uh, but again, like you said, you want, and we saw the growth of, even from meet to meet of Grand Slam. It
Yes.
would be insane to think that this group is going to come out and put together a completely finished, like, product that is going to, completely take over and make track, you know, like an NBA or an NFL within 2 or 3 meets. It's not gonna work like that. But you did see, like, the makings of something that could have some real sticking power, in the years to come. So uh, and I mean, the way that they were talking about it, or the way that the MJ statement was, it's like they aren't. It's not like they're going it. Like, there is going to be. It's not like they're just done. There's going to
Right.
be, a 2026 season. But I do think, and I understand, like, the fans' perspective of like, well, you didn't really tell us. We don't really know what's going on. And I also think that, like, when you kind of like leave the public in the dark, and almost like you kind of, they're not treating you like you're dumb, but like, you would almost want, like, hey, just be on it, like, let's just hear the what's going on, and then, just tell us the truth, and then you get our trust, rather than kind of be vague. And it's a tough situation to be in. But
Yeah.
um it's because, yeah, Grand Slam had a lot of great things working for it. And if they built on the same trajectory on, in LA that they were going from the last couple meets, like, it would have been even better and still really good. So it is a real bummer that LA is not happening. Especially, they were talking a big game about, they had a lot of bigger names in the works, and
Challengers. Yeah.
other athletes that were going to be coming, and vying for the title. So that the whole team is, like, devastated.
Right.
So
It's
it's
like when
tough.
something fails, it's like I'm sure they're like all putting it on their own back of like, this really sucks. And I'm sure they don't feel good about it. I guess like if it were me, and I'm not like, I'm not a PR genius, I'm just a girl. But I think I would have said, like, look, I think a lot of their statement was really good of like, look, we're a startup due to unforeseen economic situations. Like it didn't go as planned. We adapted as we went. Like Philly was great. Like Philly was legitimately so fun. It
For
was
sure.
so fun. Like great crowd, great vibe. I echo you. I was looking forward to LA because I thought it was going to be awesome. Like even from Kingston, all I was thinking was like, you know what? They're going to learn. It's going to be great. LA is going to be awesome. So I think I would have, yeah, like led with, look, we're a startup. This was not the plan. There were unforeseen hurdles, unforeseen circumstances. We have done this, and this really well. We're going to keep these things moving forward. But for the long-term viability, like we have got to change. And like just how we went from 3 days to 2 days in Philly, like we need to go back to the drawing board because we see the potential and we are going to continue to invest in that potential. Don't worry, we're going to take care of the athletes. Like all of the revenue is going to go to the athletes at, like whatever they have to say to like give us a little bit of closure of like what's going forward. But next year we're going to come back even better. What was confusing to me was exactly what you said. Like this was so successful, we're going to close up shop for the year, and like that to me gave me a bad taste of like, well, why don't you just say what's going on, or why don't you just say like, yeah, there were a lot of great things, but we didn't get everything that we had hoped for. We'll go back to the drawing board and we'll bring it next year because I think you would have gained more public trust. Like for me as like a very dedicated fan, I'm like, yeah, okay, looking forward to next year, but I'm not gonna put 100% hope in this because you said there were going to be 4 events and there were only 3. So like I'm not gonna give you 100% again. It's like my like boyfriend broke up with me once and he wants to get back together, like I'm always going to think there's a 0.5% chance he's going to break up with me again. Does that make sense?
It's funny. I was thinking about it like it's like I'm in a movie theater and I'm about to watch. There's like 30 more minutes to go. I'm about to reach like the actual good part, and I just get up and leave, and I'm like I'm just gonna shut it down and get ready for the next movie. Like it's
I
been so
want to see
good.
how it ends.
But look, it's been a great movie, but I'm just gonna shut it down and get ready. Yeah, like obviously they worked on because it's you they are going to be successful in some like all the minds behind it are track people, very good, very smart, they know what
Yes,
they're doing. Like this is not, you either win or you learn, right? And this is one of these learning experiences, right? This isn't a failure. It's just like, okay,
100%.
yeah, we're gonna learn from this and we're gonna come back and do it. We're gonna fix what we did wrong. But I just think that the statement like to the public could have been a bit more, you know, a bit less vague and a bit more, you know, honest. I think they were. I don't know if like the LA riots was also tossed in there as like part of the reasoning, which just is pretty wild to me.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, oh,
Huh?
fucking perfect. There's an insane riot going on. Well, we can't do that. Well, that's no good. We can't. We gotta stick
Yeah.
to the riots. Um, so I do think like I just think there was a lot of kind of stuff on the like statement release that were kind of weird, but I do have like full faith that it's gonna be fantastic because again, you've got to just respect for like the people that are taking a swing at making, you know, trying to improve upon what they think the sport could be. It's like there are definitely athletes, even like track and field athletes who are like happy to see like what they think is a failure. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's Grand Slam track went down. Like, what did I tell you? Like, what, you know, and you're like, dude,
Right. Yeah.
like this isn't why you would never be hoping that why would you be hoping it fails? It's like Grand Slam track succeeding is better for everybody. I mean,
For
honestly,
everyone.
like even if Grand Slam track succeeds, like the Diamond League would get more views. Like just track in general would go up. So it's I don't see the but again, this is like Grand Slam track talked a big game, right? They came out swinging, a lot of talk, a lot of saying like this is going to be the best thing that's for the sport.
We're gonna save the
We're
sport.
going to save the sport. And when you have that, when you talk a lot, um, there's going to be, you know, people are going to talk back to you. So I think it's all to be expected. And it's not like these guys aren't it's not like Michael Johnson's not used to a little trash talk.
Yeah.
So I think it's they're gonna learn from it, and you know, whatever like you know the real reasoning was for LA, you know, because it's I'm sure they're gonna learn from it. It's gonna be great next year.
Yeah. I had a blast in Philly, especially. I mean, all of the slams were great, but like seeing that full stadium or like the full lower half of Franklin Field and like seeing the performances get better every month because the competitors are getting sharper. Like I do think that they have something that's special and different and new and fun. And like we all want to see them win. But I mean, you're right. It's like Twitter was having a heyday with the cancellation. And I think I do think that it is more of a function of the rhetoric around the meet of like how this is the bee's knees and everyone is going to get on board. And then I think it was just like the 180 that like opened fire on the whole situation. Um, but yeah, I mean, they'll be back. We'll be
They'll be
there.
back. I honestly think it's because the sport's so like track is a unique sport. I think if and one of these the big things with Grand Slam was like we're gonna get new fans. We're gonna bring in like all these eyes by getting the biggest stars, and but like it is tough. You know, as we're seeing, like it's tough. It's tough to just come up with you know a sport like track. It's been around forever. It's tough to just unveil a brand new thing.
Yeah, like
Like
how interesting can it get? It's like we've been racing from here to the fence for centuries. Like, what can we do? But they actually did come up with a completely new concept, and we can't expect that it's foolproof from
for
the
sure.
jump.
Like if you actually want to get new fans in the seats, like you're gonna need to like you should completely and it's gonna piss people off. Like you should like you got to bastardize it in the way where it's like we need influencers like boxing in between races. We need to be like a genuine circus, and
Yeah, what did we
that
say? We
won't get
needed like
people.
a dance We needed dance battles
You
in
need
between.
you need like so you need a lot you right you need it to be a lot of different things like in the tick we need short attention span grabbing things we need really great things that are like the track purists right they're not gonna like it
No, no, no.
they're not gonna like
They're
it
like,
but
where's we need long jump. Like,
we
I
need
love long
long
jump.
jump and I'm like well we've got two influencers who are about to box and that's replacing the long jump quite possibly. I don't know what to tell you. Um, we've got a new fan base coming in, and
We have
it's gonna get crazy.
yeah, we have two coaches having a dance battle on the infield. We have fans doing a race that are pulled from the crowd that are brought
100%,
down
hundred
to run
percent.
100 in between events. We got crazy stuff.
We've got like actually like really like you need to make it like where it's borderline like people in the stands are like I don't think this is like legal or safe. Like you need to make it like actually pretty out of control. You need to you need to kind of make it like a party. Like, how would you get one of your non-running friends to go to a track meet? Like, you would bring
I
your
mean,
non-running friends, and they would go there, and they go, even if it was a world record race, they would immediately be like, I don't really care, because it's tough. You couldn't, your non-running fans, you bring them there, and as soon as they get there, it's very tough to actually understand what's going on a lot of the time. And a lot of these meets, we've been to tons of meets. Not all of, most of them aren't unbelievably fun and exciting, right? They're not setting this meet up for the spectator. They are setting this meet up for the athlete. They're asking, how do we get the athlete to, let's say it's a 5K, like, how do we get this athlete to run as fast as they possibly can, right? Like, they're not worried about whether you're having fun in the stands. But if you want to
right,
get people that are looking to have fun in the stands, like, how do you get that to happen, right? You have to make it like kind of a bit more of a, like, a fun scenario where it's like, oh, it's a Saturday afternoon. How do I get this person who's not really a track fan to like want to go to a track meet? It's a hard ask if they don't know the sport. Like, you've got to make that event, that stadium atmosphere, feel pretty wild, and track meets aren't wild.
right. Like I go to an NBA game, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I in theory like basketball. I like sports. I'm like, okay, my attention span, I can't watch the game. If it's the playoffs, my eyes are glazed over. I'm just kind of like, I'm there, I'm smiling, I'm happy, but I'm having so much fun at an NBA game because I have the mascots, I have the cheerleaders, I have Red Panda at halftime, I have some dance studio doing something. I have like the geriatric senior dance troupe that's like they're just hitting you left, right, and center with all sorts of like exciting things that make someone like me who can't pay attention to the game have a good time. Like that's and they did have some moments, like they had DJ Scribble that was like playing music, but like the NBA has DJ Scribble, 15 other like fun side quest games that are happening, tons of alcohol, so many different like food and snack options. Like they are like it's almost sensory overload, and I think that would be a way to make it happen. Athlos did this really well by having Megan Thee Stallion. Like y this is the best, easiest, most accessible Megan Thee Stallion concert I could possibly go to. Like, sure, I'll go there and like, I guess watch athletes. And then you look around and they brought in like a ton of celebrities who are all of a sudden watching these women race and like getting really into it, but you're lured in on the premise of Megan Thee Stallion. Like I would do anything. I would go to a chess tournament to go to Megan Thee Stallion at the end. Like having something magnetic and exciting. Yeah, I mean, you're totally right. We just got to beat people over the head with entertainment.
It's a part. No, like these games are like an NBA game is like a party. Like,
Yeah.
you're going to have a good time a lot, and you're going to talk, like, you're like, yeah, I'm not even really watching the game. I'm like talking with my friends. I've got two tall boy seltzers, and I'm having a great time. I'm just yapping. There's a lot of noise and stimulation and lights and all this stuff going on, and everybody's doing that. Of course, everyone's like, lots of people are watching the game, but it is a, first and foremost, a really, that's why there's fights at all these and all these professional games, because everyone's borderline out of control. Now, I'm not saying we need to be fist fighting at Hayward, but it needs to be a little bit closer to that if we want to have any like, if it, you go to Hayward Field for the trials, like the biggest meet in track and field in the US, right? And people would get mad if you're standing out of your seat.
That's a
Like,
problem. That's a
it's
problem.
pathetic. It's pathetic.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want to have, like, that's, and that guy was like 75, 80 years old who said that. Now, he should have got clocked in the face, right?
Yeah.
But but I'm on the clock with CITIUS. I can't do that.
I get a fisticuffs
Okay.
with like a 78-year-old man.
Yeah, it's like no,
I guess.
Not only that, like I just get my ass beat in the stands by like an 80-year-old man, and I still have to go do the post-race show.
Black eye from like Uncle Stan over there who just
I'm just all over no context, getting
yeah.
ragdolled in the stands.
Can I tell you something?
What?
I really want to get in a fight. I do. I do.
Do
And like I'm like probably too old for this, but like I really do want to get in a bar fight because here's the thing. I am a black belt in karate. I can fight. I can fight. Have I ever been in a bar fight? No, but I'm ready. I really just do. I want to have, obviously you need to be on my team. Like I need some like legit muscle, but like let me just surprise and delight with like a couple of jabs and a right hook. Like let me just get in there for a second.
Well, look, you're a black belt in karate. I think you could do some genuine damage. Also, you're like, oh, I've never gotten in a fight before, and then you just like roundhouse someone like right in the head. They're like, okay, well, you're
Can you
lying,
kick?
and yeah,
Can you kick in a bar fight? Like what are the rules?
of course you can kick. Are you crazy? You're a black belt in karate, and you're not gonna use your feet. Get that foot over your head, girl, and kick them as hard as you can. Yeah, no, in a bar fight,
Where
there's
can
yeah, just don't
Yeah,
just
what are the rules?
you would just you would not want to cheap shot them, right? Also, like in now you're explicitly looking for a fight, which is never really a good look, right? You want to be you want to you want to have somebody come up on you and you're like, look, I don't want to do this. I really don't want to have to do this. And then sure enough, you beat the shit out of them. Right. But like you want to be pushed. It was like you tried, you gave him every single option you could. But you had to beat the hell out of them. Right. But there's no, like, so I would say just don't be the aggressor. But if somebody happens, I can tell somebody, here's what we'll do, right? Next time we're out, I'll go up to a girl and I was like, do you know her? And I'm pointing at you and they're like, what? No. And I was like, oh, she's talking like so much shit about you. And then I just set her up for you to pummel.
You're just chumming the waters.
I'm literally chumming the waters for great white shark Aisha to come in and bite her head off.
Like what would be even better is if like we're out, right? And like Chris Chavez like does something stupid and these guys like want to fight Chris and we're there and like his boys start, like coming after Chris and then like I really like to fight in defense. Like I really like
Well,
to
yes,
fight
you
like
want to be a
for
hero.
someone. Like I want to be
Yeah.
the hero, but like I just want to like yeah, I just want to be there as backup. I don't necessarily need to be the center of the fight. I don't need to be the reason for the fight, but I want to be there to like help out my boys.
Of course, we all have like everyone has like has the hero complex where it's like, look, I want to save someone's life and
I want to beat the shit out of
I
someone.
want to beat the shit out of someone. I'm obviously bloodthirsty and
Yeah, like
I
where do I put like I don't race anymore. So like I'm gonna have to turn to bar fights.
you're going to have to turn to bar fights. Yeah.
Those are the only two options. Racing in a diamond league or whatever, or a bar fight.
You're like I could unretire right now but I would have to start training again and like
Ew.
live an
No.
unbelievably hellish life, or I could just get into a fight, but like also try and end up saving Chris Chavez's life in the process. I think that sounds easier, like more gratifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and this would check off two boxes because, as I'm saying, which led us to this, was that we track and field is these meets are boring, and there needs to be a little bit more. There needs to be a little bit more energy in the stadiums. They could set up these
Yes.
stadiums like No, and I don't. Again, I feel like I keep like where I'm like I don't want to necessarily like push alcohol on people, right? But if you want like these track meets to be more fun, there needs to be a little bit like
Something.
something. I mean, we were in what was it was in the in Miami. The Miami we walked there was maybe one vendor serving drinks and those
It
and
cost us our house to
I
buy
got
like
I
four
got I
margs.
got 3 drinks and she whipped that little tablet back in my face to show how much it was. I go, "Oh no, I just got 3 drinks, you know." And she's like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh my like
and
that's
and
generous."
gratuity. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I'm like
I guess I'll be
I
sipping this for 3 hours.
yeah, so I was like and this is why you sneak in alcohol.
Yeah.
Of course. No, but like like these they do have to figure like the way to get butts in seats on a Saturday afternoon with people is like you got to make it a funner like a better environment. Like make
And
it
I think
exciting.
people don't realize that I was just talking to someone who's like a track fan, who doesn't realize people don't realize that these European diamond leagues, like the really good ones, like the Rome, Zurich, Oslo, Paris, Monaco, like these are events. Like we're looking for atmosphere, we're looking for whatever, like they exist. Like you go to these meets and it's the stadium of 20, 30,000 people is packed. Like a London Diamond League, packed to the brim.
Yeah.
Super loud, super rowdy. People are really dressed up. It's families. It's people. It's like there's everybody. Like it's not just like, oh yeah, here's whatever. It's like wine, beer. Zurich has like live betting. Like the the atmosphere that we're searching for and the problem that we're trying to solve in the US exists other places. Like there are blueprints for this. And you are right, it is fun. Like the crowd is rowdy, but we just I think part of it is a lot of these meets take place at universities where typically they don't have alcohol and like I don't know, maybe there's like a way to like pump pheromones into the air or something like to like get the people going. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be alcohol, but like yeah, like some sort of atmosphere that like
I'm like
gets
it doesn't
people
need to be
going.
alcohol, but it doesn't need to be alcohol, but we will be misting pheromones in. They're like I'm not drunk, but I'm unbelievably horny. You're like, "Oh, this will work. This is good." Now I'm looking at
Anyway,
that 70-year-old in this stadium different.
but yeah, I mean like it could create chaos.
Oh, it is like it's a good point. Like, yeah, like take like a Peyton Jordan, for example, right? Like a high-end meet that like professionals go to run fast and hit times and do all these things. But it's like it's just a rant like it is a it's 9 o'clock on like Friday and Saturday, whatever it is, and it's just it's 1 row 2 rows deep lined up around the outside, and that's it. It's just it's for
Mm.
the athletes, but like these are the big meets that the athletes are going to, and a lot of but actually like before Grand Slam the real big pros aren't racing a whole lot, and if they are, it's maybe maybe it's the diamond leagues not in the US, or maybe it's and if it is
Mhm.
in the US, it's either the trials or you race at Peyton Jordan or you race one day at
Free.
Prefontaine, right? It's not these meets that regular fans are going to be able to go to that often. So
And that
uh
exists in Europe. Like think
yeah,
about
and it's a
like this is what so
built-in fan base. The Europeans have
yeah.
been
Yeah.
fans.
And it's not just the diamond leagues. It's like they have all of these smaller tiers of meets, which make things like, if we want to really get down in the weeds, like with the world ranking system, like really challenging, right? Because with the world rankings, it's like it's not just your time, it's like the strength of the field and and your place and whatever, and all these different meets mean different things. But in Europe, you can be like a, you know, just an athlete that would like just sneak into a US championship. But there is an entire league for you to race in over there, a league of meets that are really fun and packed, and like they would be in smaller stadiums that are maybe like a couple thousand people, but like that ecosystem exists. We just don't have that ecosystem. So it just gets really boring. And I think for a lot of athletes that take that first pilgrimage to like go race in Europe for the first time and like see that experience, like they come back to the US and are like, man, like that was awesome. Like, how can we recreate this here? And I mean, I think this is like the whole reason why Grand Slam needs to exist. This is the whole reason why like Atlas needs to exist, and all of these things are like trying to build that fan base from the top down. And like hopefully, I don't know, in 10 years we're like, yeah, it all worked out great and this is so fun, and like here's another fun sporting event for people to go to. But yeah, I'll be in Eugene for your US championships, and I'll be ready to fight. I'll be
Here we
ready
go.
to make noise when people don't want me to. I'll do it.
I remember in Houston, the first time I went over to Europe, it was one of those. I think I don't remember the name of the meet, but it was like
KBC
the
Nacht.
perfect, nailed it. And it's like a carnival, right? So
Yeah.
it's like there's an act. I don't know if I was like hallucinating before the race, but there was like a Ferris wheel.
Mhm.
It was a genuine like carnival going on. I was on the line and the guys were like hanging over the fence, like smoking cigarettes right in everyone's face. Just like fried
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, fries and mayo,
And
beers
everyone ran insanely
everywhere.
fast and everyone had it was absolutely fantastic night. Everyone worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need more. Yeah, it really does need and it's not like, oh, like not every race needs to be like that, but you need to be, and this is like kind of like what I was saying with Grand Slam, like to have the balls to step up and take a swing and say we're going to do something a little bit differently. You're only Everybody only benefits from that, right? Because then now it's just like more people are going to take chances, right? And it's like have these, you can even have one-off meets or have one-off races. Like it doesn't, you don't need to have these full big drawn out things with that are unbelievably hard to put on and expensive. Like why not just have like one or two 1500s pop up, or like, these, you could have all, you could, there's so many different ways you could go with it. And I think Grand Slam actually the putting it out there benefits everybody, even if the LA Slam didn't work out this time. And even though they're getting trashed in social media a lot of ways, like people I think are gonna see that it's gonna work out at some point.
Completely. Completely. They dared, and like it's admirable. You have to give them credit. They took a swing, and I don't know, other people will just sit around and tweet about it. Like they're the people in the arena. So hopefully
Yeah,
next year is
yeah,
great.
exactly. The people on Twitter are like, "This is so sick for us." Like, I can fucking talk so much more shit. Just like they're like, quite honestly, this couldn't be better for me personally as a professional hater, but
uh, um, so I think we put a bow on Grand Slam. I do want to draw if you're watching us on um YouTube, I do want to just like give a shout out. So we said we're going to do a podcast, and lo and behold, we have a sponsor, and it's freaking sweet. I will say I was driving to Crested Butte from Boulder. It's a 4-hour drive. You drive over like harrowing mountain passes with no guardrails, and you need to be pretty alert. So was planning on having one on camera, but I slammed my beekeeper coffee on the drive. Got me going, got me over the pass. But Eric, maybe you could give us a little Vanna White of like what you got going on behind you.
can you see it in frame?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
I've literally drank. So they sent us two cases. I've put down mostly all of them.
Like those are probably empty.
Two of them are empty.
Yeah. Yeah,
Two of them
it's
are
good.
empty. I actually love it. What first off, what cases do you get one full case of horchata?
I got a mix. Like they have different flavors. So the concept is it's canned cold brew with Oregon honey, which for us is great because we're going to go to Oregon. Our allergies are going to be crazy. We're getting that honey in, but they have several flavors. So they have just the black cold brew, which is what I had on the drive, and then they have lattes that are caramel, mocha, vanilla. I don't think I got horchata.
So, because I mean, I personally I like the high caffeine stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
I love the black. The black's got I think 200 milligrams in it. The everything else slightly is a bit less, right? So like it's like 125 milligrams. Um, but I got one full case of the horchata, which I'm working through now. But yeah, I was like, we were I was like, I gotta stop. I was like digging stuff out of the recycling
Yeah, I know,
to
I
to
know.
set up my little beekeeper coffee station over here.
Like it's too good. We can't keep it in stock at our house. Like what are we
It's
supposed
good.
to do?
It's good stuff. I really hope that the beekeeper guys are listening and send us over some more shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Wait,
give us the high
do we have a
octane.
code?
Do we have a code?
I don't know. I don't. I would. I'm like I really hope. So. I feel like we should.
I'm looking.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know if we're
I
big.
don't
I mean, this
know.
is our first episode, so maybe like we're not. We need it.
I I truly I don't know. And there were too many texts about
Fuck
Grand
it. I'm
Slam.
not getting a code yet.
Yeah, tune in next time. Maybe you'll get the code. But yeah, shout out to those guys. Really, really pumped about it.
It's not. Yeah.
Allowing us to be able to talk shit
It's huge.
weekly.
We're
It's
stoked.
huge. Um, I have to ask you a question. I asked Eric to do some homework, and that was to watch Love Island. Have you gotten into it yet?
Okay. So first off, I had texted you because we were talking about Love Island, right? And then you
Mhm.
had told me to start it, and and so there's two different Love Islands. There's Love Island, and then there's Love Island USA. Um, and I had started the brand new season of the international Love Island.
Oh yeah, yeah, the UK.
And my God, it is a lot. It's a lot. First off, I couldn't understand. I couldn't. They were. Did you watch? Do you watch that show or just your Love Island USA?
I uh, honestly, the UK one is better. It's better television, but I'm watching
Yeah.
the USA one because the Gen Zers in my office watch USA, and I like we gotta talk about it. I'm gonna get left out of the water cooler conversation
Yeah,
if
you're
I'm not
trying to be
watching.
cool.
Yeah.
So are you just watching
Excuse me.
bless you?
Oh my God, thanks.
So you're just watching the new season of Love
So
Island
I'm
USA.
watching the new season of Love Island USA, and I won't do any spoilers because you really need to get into it, but um, it is excellent trash television. Like I usually dabble. I'm a Real Housewives watcher of not all, certain franchises I'll get down with. But it's such a cultural phenomenon. Like right now, I'm thriving with entertainment because I'm a cycling fan, like road cycling. So the Tour de France is coming up. So I've got like the precursor races to the Tour de France in the morning. Then I've got Love Island at night, and then and now all the Diamond Leagues. There's so much entertainment for me to consume. Like I don't know how I'm functioning. Like I'm riding so high.
What gets you? What's your fit? So is like Love Island leading the way in your favorite watches right now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. What's really challenging is it is so lowbrow and
What would you compare it to? Like Real
too
World?
hot to handle. Oh yeah,
Too hot to
yeah,
handle.
if you're a millennial, like real world. Yeah. Yeah, but like maybe worse.
In
Yeah,
what
have you watched
way?
Too Hot to Handle? Like just trashier. Like
Than Real World?
yeah, I mean, just wait till you get to the challenges. Like the challenges are out of control. Like you dress up in these bikinis and you just like make out with every person and like everyone does it. So I have a lot of questions of like what kind of like STD testing is like going on before you get in there? Because it is just like everyone's making out with everyone.
This is what Grand Terms. This is what honestly, if they had any business sense, they'd say, watch Love Island. Like, this is it. Bikinis, making out with everybody. We'll obviously do STD testing, like alcohol. Like
Yeah.
we
If
need
Grand Flame was
butts and
smart, they
seats
would
and
we need
butts.
butts and seats. And you know how we get butts and seats is butts. And if they did one of the Love Island challenges in between races, like game over. The butts would be in the seats.
Are they challenges? Like, actually, don't even tell me too much because I'll start it up. I'll start it up tonight
Thank
so
you.
that for our next pod, how many is like the season almost done? How many episodes are you in?
Honestly, here's what you should do. You should watch the first episode, and the first episode is 2 hours long, and you'll get the
Okay.
whole but you need it. You need it because you get everyone's backstory. It's really fun. They have like a whole dance number in the beginning. You get like the full download on the people, and then you could just watch like the last 2 episodes and get caught up. Like you don't
There's a dance number. It's like it's a musical.
honestly, yeah, like the first episode is like kind of a musical. I loved it. Actually, Will did watch that part. He was like, "This is like kind of sick." Like,
You're
yeah.
like, oh,
Anyway,
they can dance.
yeah, like fun. Okay, so basically you're gonna get the gist. There's an episode every day, and this is where like you get gripped because there's an every day but hump day. There's an episode, and so we're watching this like happen in real time. You're waiting for people to like absolutely lose their mind. You're watching people couple and recouple. You're watching people like ruin each other's lives very quickly. Like there's so much drama. It's like a train wreck, and you can't like I think about Love Island multiple times a day. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like is Hedda gonna lose her mind? Like Jeremiah, I think he's too hot for her. Like you
Okay.
just get into it. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask who your favorite people are, but I'm gonna start watching it. And then I'm gonna guess who your favorites are.
Okay. This will be a fun game. Yeah.
This will be fun. I
We
like this.
already yeah, we already know that like my sense of humor and thoughts are like slightly perverted. So this will fit right in. You'll be able to guess everything that I'm thinking.
Perfect. I can't wait. So first episode, and then wait. So there's a new episode every single day. Is this Netflix? What is this?
Peacock.
Peacock. Got it. Okay. So new episode. You're watching a new episode every night.
Yes, or if I don't catch it, then the thing is, gosh, I love being married, but man, I want to watch my trashy TV the moment it comes out. But like this is like my secret. This is like my guilty pleasure of like I have got like I can't watch this on main TV in the living room. Like I can't subject the house to this. Like I need to go down into my lair in the media room and watch my smut by myself. Like it's tough. It's really tough. But Will's out of town. So yeah, I'm watching every night. I'm like,
Yeah. You're like
yeah.
Will's out of town, so here I am watching my smut jacking off in the living room. So I'm excited. Yeah, you okay? Well, you've sold me. It sounds like I'm
Yes.
excited to check it out.
Perfect.
Wait. So if the new I feel like if an episodes come out every single day, I can't just jump right from. I'm gonna go. I'll jump a bunch of episodes, but I want to see. I'm assuming
Yeah, like watch
relationships are
every
starting.
yeah,
People are forming
relationships are starting,
things. People are
people are
cheating on
getting
each
in
other.
fights. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I would say like watch every like third to fifth episode and then you'll get caught up. Because they also do like a nice recap in the beginning of the episodes. And like let's be honest, like this isn't rocket science. Like you're gonna get the picture. Like you could
Sounds like the
even
opposite of rocket science. Yeah.
yeah, like you could watch it on 2 times speed and like get the point.
Is how long are the episodes? Are they an hour each?
An hour, yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that like I've learned this recently that like the Gen Zs just watch and listen to everything on like 2 times speed.
I've heard. I don't even know if that's just Gen Z. I've heard a lot of people do that. Um,
I listened to Audibles at like 1.2, but like uh, when we were at Grand Slam, like I looked over Paul Hoff Mahoney's shoulder and he's like watching some track thing at 2 times speed. Like that they're just able to get more with their time. Like they're just getting more content per minute than ever
Their
before.
content,
I just like
it's
this is insatiable.
the amount of content they're able to devour just from watching
Yeah,
at 2 times speed.
yeah. Which is
I do,
crazy.
yeah, I don't like doing that.
Also
Um,
because people's voices get really annoying at 2 times speed.
like I'm pretty tough in my opinion. It's hard to listen. Like, do you have that thing where it's tough to listen to your own voice?
Oh, can't do it.
Yeah,
I will never listen to a single one of these episodes. Can't do it.
yeah, no, there is something about, and people are like listening to it, and they're like, oh, that was really good, and you're like, that's how I sound actually. That's actually how I
Like just
sound.
take me out back and end it. Like I can't. My voice is nails on a chalkboard. It's horrible.
I'm gonna start doing. First off, it's not. It's
Neither is
not.
yours. You have a great
Um,
voice.
it would be really funny if like for the next pod, I'm just gonna come with like a slight auto tune on the mic, and I
Did
just
you
sound
see Nico
I just
Young's
sound
last
so fucking
lap?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was my attempt at like fake auto tune, and it was weird.
I was like, I don't know about that.
Like that didn't sound like T-Pain.
I'm like, that wasn't. I don't know who that was, but you can't do it again. You sound so cool, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely hearing the nails this time.
Oh.
Oh, so let's see what else. Oh my! First off, you know what we have to talk about is my boy Donovan Brazier back.
Your boy is back. Your boy
How
is
exci-
so back.
How exciting is that?
It's really exciting.
I
How
could
do you, I
cry.
mean, yeah, did you cry?
I didn't cry. I didn't necessarily cry. But like that is it really is like an unbelievable story. 3 years gone, like was one of these guys, won the world championships, and then devastating injuries after that for to be, gone from the sport 3 years, come back, and I mean 144, like
Get out of here. What I think was so special too was just like what he talked about on Chris's podcast of like, I mean, it's so hard to come back from an injury. It's so hard. There are so many doubts, but like something being a driving force for him was like proving people right that believe in him. And I think that's the most wholesome, most special like energy force that you could ever have as an athlete. And it's really like it's one thing to say that, like, of course, oh yeah, I want to like, everybody in my corner, but like you could tell he really felt it. And that I think is so special because so many people you just like end up in this negative spiral and you're like trying to prove people wrong and like you're trying to show everybody that you still belong, whatever. But like to have that mentality is like such a beautiful gift.
yeah, it's so much like healthier to be like going at it from a positive perspective as opposed to like it's like, oh, it's like racing, like, oh, I want to race to like be successful, not where I'm like, I want to race so I'm not a failure, right? It's like
Right.
I'm coming at it from with a positive mentality. Um, but like Donovan's one of those guys, like being around him, I mean, he's like, there really are levels to it. We were talking about earlier, like, we've been around a lot of talented people, and Donovan's like, I was very like lucky to train with people that were all better than me. I trained with like Galen and Mo and Centro, and like Donovan's one of those guys that is, probably, for sure more talented than all those guys. He's just like,
He's a freak.
he's a freak. I mean, he really is a freak. And he lives an incredibly like healthy lifestyle. Like he does all the right things. Like he's obviously like very like genetically talented, and he's built for it. But he does live like a lifestyle that's you're like that's beneficial for like longevity. Um, so like that it was unbelievable to see him have that moment. And like I was watching that race, and you're just watching, Craig, who's you know one of Donovan's best friends, like watching him run back and forth, like yelling the whole time. Um, Unbelievable moment. Like I'm so happy for the guy, and it's like I mean, Bryce Hoppel and Josh Hoyer are like what the fuck, man? They're
Because
like, ugh.
and Donovan is just one of those guys that's like his name sends shivers down your spine. It's like there are great athletes and there are good athletes and somebody comes back and whatever, but like this guy's a freak. Like you don't want to be lining up against this guy. You don't want the possibility of like him being at his best when you've stepped in, like you think you're the guy, you're the new guy, everything's great, but like Donovan coming back, it's like, oh shit. Like
There's
he's so good.
I could. They're like, okay, I would rather have literally anybody like Donovan on the track, even at shit. Donovan at like 70%. You're like, I really don't want that at all. It's going to make the rest of the season so exciting. I
So
think they're
exciting.
race. I think he's racing again at Portland Track Fest in like
Tonight.
today in a
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
So hopefully things go well from there. But yeah, no, unbelievable. Like to be able to take so much time away from the sport, and this is a sport where it's like you take a few like you know it's like you take a couple months off and you feel like like it actually has passed me by. Like
Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
it is moves so quickly. People are getting better and better. It's so much talent and
It's so deep too. It's not
so
just like,
deep.
oh, flashy at the top. It's like track and field right now is unbelievable. Like the amount of talent that is existing in this moment is it's like never before. Like you're exactly right. Like I don't know, like I had a really crazy traumatic knee injury in 2021 and I thought like I could come back and I was 90%. That did not cut it. It was not even close to cutting it. Maybe 10 years ago like I would have been able to have a few successful years, but like not even close. Just getting my shit kicked in like every single moment of my life. It's like the level of the sport has transcended anything that we've ever seen. So to like come back, especially in an event like the men's 800 kind of petered out for a while there for like a couple of years. It was like, yeah, you know, not that deep. Right now, the men's 800 is nuts. It's
Yeah.
nuts. And like Donovan's come back to that level, like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. And I mean, I think he's only been really, training since the beginning of this year. Um, like I think he's had something like 3 surgeries. It's just like his story is fantastic. And obviously you can be as talented as you can be the most talented person in the world, but it takes a different type of like mentality to be able to battle through all that 3 years and be like I know I still got something to prove. I'm still good enough to do it and to come out and just to, even just to line up. I'm sure it's like takes a lot to get on the line when you've had a lot of time away and with the amount of like expectations that are on that guy's shoulder. Everyone talked a big Donovan world champion, and then it's like, okay, well, he's gonna be the Olympic champion. He's good, like has a shot to like get world records and things like that. And then to be at the top and to have all that pressure to be then to just be completely gone from the sport for 3 years. Feel like the sport's gone. This is this is like the soon as you're gone, right? People forget about you. It's a
Hmm.
brutal sport, right?
Hmm.
It's who's next. They're not like people don't roll out the red carpet for you once you're gone, right?
No.
And
And
and for
you can't even get a spot on the start line. Like
yeah,
you have to earn your way back to the top. It is very much like, what have you done for me lately? Which is makes it interesting too, because it can be anybody's day. And like it's egalitarian in that way of like it's you versus the clock or the tape measure, like the next person can come up, but it makes it even harder to come back. Like once you're gone, you don't I don't know, it's like LeBron gets hurt, comes back next year, like they're gonna put him like he's gonna be able to start right away. It's like that doesn't happen in track. Like you have to play in the G League and come up again, even though you're
Yeah.
world champion.
It's yeah, it's just like incredibly inspiring, and like he's a I don't know if you watched the full Chris interview, but he's such a nice guy, like very like always gonna root for him, and so it's super fun to watch him have some success. And I mean I think he's a I don't know, like if he can stay healthy like that team, you know, come what is it like 6 weeks now for till USA,
Mhm.
something like that. I
Something like that,
mean,
yeah.
so I think he's. I mean, I can't see him being left off that team if things are healthy, and yeah, unbelievably exciting for him.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
What oh my God! First off, um the Elliot, um the athlete that who passed away,
Yeah, so sad.
like
So sad.
record NCAA record
NCAA
holder.
record holder. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Crazy. Cardiac event.
to
That's so
it's so
sad.
like when these athletes pass away, it's like the cardiac events. You're like you kind of think you're like, oh, as a runner, like I'm very healthy. Like I can do things that nobody else can do. I'm running all these miles. I'm doing everything right. I'm the opposite of very fat, and then to see that type of thing. I mean, how he was 28.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean, it's it's
devastating.
it's wild. It's so devastating. And what's crazy is that it's not the first time that this has
No,
happened. Like Ryan Shea, Kamoy Campbell had a cardiac event in Melrose Games and survived.
David
David
Torrance.
Torrance. Yeah. It's like and even with David's death, there's like still so many questions around
Yeah,
it. Like it really does go to show that like yes, runners are very healthy, but there is something like you're healthy but you're not. Like what it takes to be a really high level athlete is not you're going be I mean it's obvious to say it's like you're just going but beyond the human possibility and the human limit and like you're you are changing your body in a way that it sometimes doesn't you know it's not exactly right or natural and it's like it's so devastating when something like this happens because who knew you know it's like you would never think to like have a cardiac eval or whatever. It's like, yeah, I don't know, my resting heart rate's 37 and I'm super healthy and like I get blood work all the time and everything's great. It's like you can't predict these things because yeah, you think that you're like a perfect human specimen and then something like this happens and it is just devastating. And it's also scary. Like
yeah.
as a, you know, an athlete, a fellow athlete, it's like I do like I remember after Kamoy's cardiac event in Melrose, like I got an eval. Like I'm a Jamaican distance runner. Like what's going on with my heart? Like this is really scary. And I think it's something that I hope I hope athletes consider adding that. And like you know, you do so many great things for your body and you're getting massage and you're getting physio and you're, you know, you go to the doctor when you're sick or whatever, but it's like you don't know what's lurking you don't know what you don't know and then it's just it's so devastating it's so unforeseen that yeah it's shocking.
Yeah, no, it's I mean the Kamoy Campbell incident was, I mean, to see that at Milrose like on national TV, like that was and like luckily he survived and he's okay. But I mean, geez, that's one that sticks out in my event in my head for sure. But yeah, Elliot Kipsang, I just felt so bad. Like you see that and it's you're looking at it on your phone. You go, you're like,
Like what?
Lord, you can't believe
Yeah,
it. 28 years old, NCAA record holder in 15, and it's just like a shocking event. And it seems like it's happening more recently. It seems like it's not necessarily like a one-off thing. And yeah, it's scary as someone who like who was doing the same thing. You're like, well, yeah, a doctor would say you shouldn't do your heart is working incredibly hard to keep up
Mhm.
with the lifestyle that you're demanding of it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you just feel, you're so healthy in every single aspect of your life, but then you're pushing your body to an absolute insane limit. And then at some point, like, you just never really think about, you think about a, you think about a stress fracture. Like you think about like having tendonitis in your Achilles, and like you're like, oh, what's the worst that could happen? Like I don't run for a couple weeks or months or whatever it is, and it's like you don't ever think that it's going to end in this, and so it's like you see that, and it's like it really is like it's like a you just get one, you're like, wow, okay, like it's this is crazy, and you never like see it happening, but it's just devastating. You can't help but feel for like his friends
His
and family, the
family,
people
his
around him.
friends. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's really tragic. So if your friend and family
Yeah.
are thinking about you.
I just felt like I should bring it up. It was a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's yeah. Oh my God, Nico Young,
Unreal.
this fucking guy, man.
This guy. I said he looked good at Grand Slam, did I not?
You did.
Yeah. Now I really can't wait to see Nico and Grant go head to head. I do
Yeah,
think
no, that's incredible.
like
Like we never really thought that like because Grant has been talked about now as like kind of the runaway favorite, like no competition in the U.S. And now Nico Young runs 12:45, winning a Diamond League 5K. Like Americans don't win Diamond League 5Ks.
nope, they
How
don't.
many Americans have won it? Like when did Grant has Grant won a Diamond League 5? We should look at
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I don't know if like maybe like Bernard Lagat when he was like firing on all cylinders. I don't know. They're like Americans just don't do it. To see like Nico do it, um, like just and setting an American record in the process, just unbelievable.
Okay, here we go. Nico Young became the third American man to win a 5,000 meter in the Diamond League. There were only two other people
Let's
that.
get hold on. Let's guess. Oh,
Okay,
actually,
yeah,
okay.
guess.
Hold on.
You know.
I do know. Was Ben True one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Tactical race 1329.
yeah. And then
It's like our era of runners.
our era. Um, mm,
He has a
what
catchphrase.
he had? Oh, Paul Chalimo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but they were both
So
tactical.
yeah,
It was his was 1314.
yeah. So yeah, like Nico Young wins that and sets the American record in the process. Like
Epic.
unbelievable.
Epic. And like yeah, it's so exciting. I do think that this world championship is going to be incredible. I think the Paris Olympics track meet in general is like one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. I think that this year is going to be very, very, very exciting. It's like
Yeah.
the narrative of the season makes so much sense. World Championships is the last meet of the year. There is so much buildup and to like this big crescendo, and we're seeing players step in that we haven't seen before. Like when, yeah, Americans don't win 5Ks and now they are. Like I saw like some tweet earlier that was like, what's happening with US distance running? Like this is kind of nuts. But and it is. It's really exciting.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh, and also it's like I mean, obviously everybody's talking about Nico as they should be, but like Graham Blank's right behind him, like ran what
Yeah. The
10:48.
hell?
So
Yeah.
it's like
I did not see that coming.
they're everyone's just like firing at the right time, and I mean 12:48 like. I mean, it used to, guys, it was like if you broke 13, it was insane,
Right.
genuinely
Right.
insane.
Yeah. You were like a god. Yeah.
And now if you don't break 13, you're a fucking loser. Uh, and yeah, Graham Blank's like now he's like if you're like looking at who's like the favorites for the 5K team, like how are you gonna? And again, it's like we've just haven't seen the guys that were favorites usually, like, like an Abdi Nur and like a Woody, like where have
Mhm.
they, they haven't quite been there recently. So it's like, um, man, like Nico, Graham Blanks. I mean, Cooper Tier still ran. Did he run 1250? He ran 1257. I'm pretty sure he ran 1257 that race, and was, you know, way off the back, um, which just goes to show like 1257 is like insanely fast, and he's still, he's towards the very back of the pack. I'm not sure what he's planning on focusing on USA's. I'm sure it's the 5K, and he like USA's isn't going to be a 12:45 race. So you
And he's
gotta
proven himself to be successful in
exactly.
the
He's good at
Grand
these races.
Slam and in
Yeah,
the tactical races. But um, I one thing I do appreciate about talking to you about this new era of track is I appreciate that like you're not jaded by the shoes. Like I think a lot of people, we retired when they existed, but we didn't run our PRs in them. But like I think a lot of people our age and older like can be pretty resentful about the shoes. But I appreciate that like it's exciting. And that, like
yeah.
when yeah, it's like you're not pissed off that Nico ran so fast. It's like, no, this is it. This is fun. This is amazing.
Well, it's like in 15 years, like is when somebody runs faster than Nico Young for whatever reason, is he gonna look back and say like I got fucked because I didn't have the shoes with the wind turbine in the back of them?
Yeah, my shoes weren't made out of Laffy Taffy that took me to the moon, It's
It's
like,
yeah, it's just you're in the era you're in. It's like
yeah,
there was this an Instagram post recently. It was before NCAA indoors, and it was because it was like the 10 year from when I raced in 2015. The top the top 16 times that made it into NCAA's, wouldn't have made it into, like wouldn't I think, they all ran like 7:30, and then to like the last time it was like who knows what, like 7:37. I don't even know.
yeah,
But
which
it's
would have
like
been like the Diamond League final that year, It's like
yeah, it's just
times
but
have
it's like
changed.
that's times have changed, but it's like the whole point was just racing, right? It's like you're
Right,
gonna you rise to the occasion of the times you're in, right? So
right,
it's
right,
it's like even if the best guys in this era weren't in, if Ethan Strand wasn't in the shoes this year, you still think it's you're still gonna be running fast. Maybe not running
right.
7:30 or whatever it is, but it's just like the whole point is racing, right? So it's like it's there's no point. There's so much debate about the shoes, but it's like you're just at what, like who at the, there's so much bigger things to like worry about than like who's running fast in the shoes. And also it's like there's I like you got to be like, obviously, like you retire, and I'm sure same with you, that was me with like you retire and you're like, like I would have liked, I had dreams that I didn't quite accomplish. And you're like, I would have liked to have done certain things before I hung it up. But then you obviously, like, you think about that, but it comes back to at the end of the day, you're like, oh man, like I'm grateful for my career, and who cares? Like the shoe times,
We did the best.
nobody
Yeah,
cares.
no, nobody cares. We did the best that we could with the technology we had in the day that we lived in. And that's awesome. It's so great. My whatever Commonwealth medal doesn't change color because someone, wins the NCAA steeple in 8:58. Like it doesn't, it's like, yeah, you celebrate the time that you're in. And right
And
now we're in
nobody's,
a really fast time and it's sweet.
of course, and it's just going to get faster. And that doesn't change, like in 15, in whatever, it's like no one's saying like, oh, the NCAA steeple was won in like 8:58. Man, Aisha was so slow, huh?
That chick was slow. She
He was
sucked.
so freaking slow. I have these, actually, like speaking of, I'll have a recurring dream now
Let's
about
hear it.
about it will be like I'm supposed to. I'm like warming up for a race, but I'm retired.
Yeah.
I'm like
Wait, so you're like current Eric warming up for a race.
100% yes.
Okay.
And it's like one of my coaches being like, "Okay, like, are you ready? Like, you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Not at all." I'm like, and I'm like, I can't emphasize enough. Like, I'm not ready to race. And they're like, just spike up and we'll figure it out. And I'm like, and I'll be like, I'm like getting fired up. I'm like, yeah, totally. And I'll start like warming up, and I'm like having a tough time running. And I'm like, I like this isn't gonna go. This is gonna go really bad. I can't race. I'm not in shape to race. I haven't been not working out. I haven't been, let alone like really running. And they're like, "We'll just see." And then like right before like I'm supposed to start racing, and like I'll just wake up and I'll be like, "Oh, thank
Thank
God."
God. What do you think this is about?
Probably the fact that I didn't break 13 minutes in the 5K. My body's
Yeah.
like, "Look, you should do it again." And I'm like,
Like
"Oh,
you are really close. Like 13:05 in the old shoes. Like if we just do the math, yeah, I should be able to do
you should be able to do it." They're like, "Dude, you could do it." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm like, I still don't think I can." They're like, "Get in the fucking Oslo Diamond League and just hang on to the case pack."
Oh God. Yeah, no, not interested.
No, God, no. But yeah, no,
Oh my gosh,
I
what
was
a
thinking about.
dream.
Oh yeah, and I have it.
How often do you have it? Like what, like how much?
I probably had that dream like 4 times.
Over like what span of time?
From when I initially retired up until.
Okay. Not like 4 times a year. Like,
I don't have this. No, I'm not having this all the time. I just, yeah, like in Paris, like I'm just sleeping on the
yeah.
floor, and I'm like
Naked.
violently, yeah, I'm naked on the air mattress in the
In the
Paris living
kitchen.
room,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I got to race, man. But yeah, no,
It is
it's a
like
funny
I
dream.
do people like I think all runners have this like recurring stress dream and mine I still have it if something like really important's coming up and like I don't know, like I don't feel prepared, but mine is always I'm warming up. I warm up for pre, I go through the call room. I'm running the 1500s, I'm going to the backstretch. And I don't have my spikes every time. And there's a different solution every time, but like the dream is the same. Like everything, every sensation is the same except for the remedy. But the remedy that happens all the time, the remedy that happens more than any other remedy, is that Nick Willis throws me a pair of size 13 Reebok spikes, and I have to make the decision of like, do I race in these? Do I race in these or do I race barefoot or whatever? It's always like I'm in these huge
I mean,
size
this is kind of
13.
realistic.
I've had that dream so many times. Like I would have that dream once a month, like leading into it. Like I had that dream for years, and like I still probably have it once a year.
And it's always Nick Willis saving the day by throwing you spikes.
Yeah, yeah. So and some like I don't know, maybe 15% of the time there's no remedy, and I'm barefoot and I like start running like a dog on like with using my hands and my legs. Like that's the only other remedy is like I run like a dog, but it is like Nichols and the Reebok spikes. It's not weird.
Yeah, I'm like literally, I'm jotting
Like
these
ask
down.
you're like texting your mom who's a psychologist like Aisha, my friend has some serious problems we need to work through.
My mom's like, she runs like a dog. I'm like, it's either that or Nick Willis gives her a pair of spikes. Like, I don't know what the fuck's worse. Wait, so at what point do you wake up? Because it actually sounds pretty bad. At least I never have to race. It sounds like you're
You never have
racing.
to race. No, I'm racing. I never finished the race, but I like definitely get through 600 meters.
The worst part.
Yeah.
You never even settle in.
Mm-mm.
How
No,
does
no,
the
I'm not
first
gonna let him.
how does the first 600 go when you're in dog
I'm
mode?
I'm like in a full panic, full panic.
Well, yeah, you're running on all fours for the first time.
But I always wake up like, and Will tells me that like I like talk in my sleep, and he'll sometimes wake me up because it'll be just me being like, no, oh no.
He's like, oh,
It's, did Nick Willis throw you the spike, sweetie?
she's having the Nick Willis dream again. So does he? It's I'm like it sounds. Have you ever told Nick Willis?
No,
No.
no.
And you're
And
having
like
all the
family friend, like yeah, like he spoke at our wedding, like very close family friend. Never told him about this.
I was gonna say Nick Willis would be like, well, yeah, of course, I'd give you the spikes. He's like so
Yeah,
unfazed.
yeah, like of course. I'm in the stands. He's like, yeah, that's why I always have a pair of size 13 Reeboks
He's like, I've got the
spikes like
size
in my
13s.
bag.
I've got the spikes. I already checked them in at the check-in table. They're good to
Yeah.
go. The stack height's right. Just he's like, just put them on and run your race. Get out there, get out hard, get in right position,
Yeah.
pressing
Get
the
out
training.
hard. Yeah, yeah. Get out
He's
hard,
like,
pick it up in the middle,
don't
kick
do that
home.
thing where you go into where you're running like a dog. Don't do that. Or what that is.
One time I did take a dog step in a race, and it was a very specific situation. So
What's
let
that
me take
mean,
you
a
back
dog step?
to the
Yeah, I'm like, let's not just glaze over. I'm like, what does that mean? You took a dog step?
and as I took the dog step, I was like, oh no, not the dog step.
So
Like it's
wait,
really like my nightmares went through. Okay, here's what happened. So it was 2018, maybe. No, 2017 or 2018 Monaco Diamond League steeple. And
oh my God, Monaco.
yeah, and
You did a
I did the
dog
dog
step in
step
Monaco.
in Monaco. But what happened was it was in the first K, and this woman that I race all the time, we were going over the second hurdle, which is on the curve going into the back stretch, and she got too close to me and she hurdled behind me but kicked me in the crotch as I was hurdling. So I'm midair in like the hurdle formation. She kicks me really hard in the crotch, which sends me going forward. And to like break my fall, I do the dog step. I put my hands down. I'm sorry. To break my fall after getting kicked in the crotch, I do the dog step. I put two hands down and then I bring two legs forward and like in putting my hands down like the dog, I get up and I don't fall all the way to the ground, but I fell to all fours. One
Yeah.
dog step. That did send my heart rate skyrocketing, and I didn't have a particularly great race after that. I like died in the last K, but I did one dog step.
I'm gonna. This is 2017 Monaco.
2017 or 2018 in the
Yeah,
first K.
we'll find it.
I'll
We'll
find,
find it.
yeah,
We'll find the
we'll roll
dog
the
step.
tape for the dog step.
So it's not necessarily like you were. It was just like you fell to all fours and then you got up and kind of like a efficient, the way I guess a German Shepherd would.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Totally. Totally.
So she kicked you in the crotch, but you fell like where'd she
So
kick? Like
yeah,
what
like
part
think
of
about
what part of
that,
her foot caught you?
like the top of her foot, like the top, because if you think of like you're hurdling, like you're sending your front leg forward,
Yeah.
and she sent her front leg forward into my crotch. And I was already hurdling, so like my momentum's going forward. So she just like kind of pushed me forward from the crotch.
She she just absolutely launched you from your crotch. Yeah. As she sees you going down, she's like, "Whoops."
Did she just do a dog step?
She's like, I punted Aisha right into a dog step. She's like, well, it's better for me. I think she's totally fucked now.
Good
Ugh.
stuff. Well,
I think that was great. I think
I
it's getting
think
pretty
I
late for
think
me, Aisha.
yeah, it is so late for you. It's so late for you.
I'm like, my bed. I'm like, and I was supposed to get an episode of Love Island in.
Yeah, you'll just have to start
I can.
tomorrow, I
I'll
guess.
put in a half an hour of it. I'll
Okay,
get the
very good.
bearings and we'll figure it
Okay.
out.
And we'll discuss it next week.
Yeah, I've got my homework cut out for me.
Yay. We're just having fun. Like this is great. I'm
I
glad I
gotta
get to
say,
see my friend now every
this is
week.
our first episode, but I'm like, I feel like we got a really good thing going. Well, that's also we've done. It's not really our first.
It's not our first rodeo per se, but it's our
Yeah,
first like we're like our parents aren't watching over us. Like Mac and Chris aren't just sitting there making sure that we stay on track. Like we can do whatever we want.
we can do whatever we want. Even though Mac is good because he loves our jokes and he like is good. Um, he's usually just laughing at what we're talking about. But now we can because we were. I mean, also we were like talking about. Well, so yeah, remember we were talking about how they absolutely hid the Grand Slam news from us, kept us in the dark. But then we made it back up by saying you were going to save Chris Chavez's life in a bar fight.
Yeah. Yeah. We're back. We're
A
back.
full 180. I think
Stay
we're back
tuned.
on. Yeah, we're back on the CITIUS good team.
Yeah. 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 So while you guys are editing this, just remember we love you.
We love you guys. All right. Well,
Well,
look, Aisha,
signing
fantastic
off.
episode. We're signing off the rails, episode 1. Here we go, baby.
See you next week.
See you next week.